Hi, Carlos, or whoever is reviewing my music today. I know that it may seem weird that I'm wearing a mask in my house, and that's because I have terminal cancer and my 8-year-old just tested positive for COVID, so I can't risk getting sick. I wanted to redo the arpeggio improv assignment that we did, so that I could take the feedback that I received from Carlos and as well as some of the Pianotes, I guess, in the forum who gave some feedback on it. So I'm hoping that there's going to be some improvement in what you'll see. So these are the things that I've worked on and incorporated in this 2.0 version, if you will. Someone from the forums had recommended that I do a 2-octave arpeggio using one hand as opposed to going from one to the other. And I chose to keep doing one hand transferring to the other, but then I did a 2-hand arpeggio in the right hand. And the reason I did that is I thought it would be a little bit more of a challenge for me, and I kind of liked the idea of moving from one hand to another, just at least from a technical perspective. The other thing that I incorporated was practicing with a metronome, starting off quite slowly and then increasing till I got to about 60 beats per minute in this version that I recorded, although I can't really remember what I set it at. I used the 3/4 beat and just like I said, increased tempo as I went along, and hopefully you'll see some improvement in that so that you don't see the ups and downs where I would slow down when I get stuck or not comfortable in an area. From more of a mechanical perspective, I worked on 2 areas. One was making sure that my right hand wasn't caving in anymore, as Carlos had identified in the version 1.0 that I had done, and so trying to keep that arc shape. And the other thing was to make sure that I was consistent in getting the C chord triad fingering at the end in my last few seconds. So I had messed that up last time, so hopefully that gets fixed in this one and that you don't see an error there. I noticed that I mistakenly said that I was playing starting off in G. That's incorrect. I should have said F. So both of them are starting off in F and finishing off in F. And I wanted to say thank you for recognizing that in the last version it could be perceived as an accompaniment to a song, which was actually the intent I was trying to do, was create my own song, if you will. So for this attempt, one of the things that I did try doing, I didn't like the ending that I did last time, so I tried refining that a little bit and trying to create a little bit of tension before I resolved it on the final Fs. So that is what I've worked on, and hopefully I did better in this one, and look forward to the feedback. Thank you.
Hi Natalie, my name is Carlos Castro and welcome to your student review. Now it says here, this is my first improvisation starting and ending with G. I played through mistakes and moments of hesitation. Focus on the arpeggio, rhythm, and timing. Okay, so let's take a look to your video, okay? That is a nice exercise. I like it. Sounds very nice. Sounds like the accompaniment for a song, right? Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about the fingering. The fingering is good, except at the very end, the last three notes that you were playing, when you were playing the C chord. Let me show you here. When you were playing the C chord, you were doing these three notes, so you were using your fingers. Let me remember. It says 3, 1, and 2. So you were 3, 1, and 2. And it's better to keep the finger 1 here, so you can do this one, right? Because you were doing this finger 3, 1, and 2, doing this. This is at the very end of the video, so that's one thing that you could work a little bit. Right now, the next thing is the tempo. The tempo, that's where you need more work. It doesn't sound like steady, so it sounds like you have the tempo and then you slow down a little bit, because it's a little bit difficult what you're doing, right? So that's normal, I guess. So you need to practice just with the right hand. You need to practice like this thing that you're doing. So you're doing you have to do this. Just practice. Finger 1, 2, 3, 1. But make sure it doesn't sound like this. You're doing that correctly, so I don't hear any gap between the C and F, but I hear you slow down. So this is what I would like you to do. Use the metronome. This metronome that I'm going to show you, this is from my telephone, is in 3/4 time, so you can hear a little bell every 3 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put that here, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3. Just 4 notes. I'm gonna put it here. 3 notes. Make sure it's not right. And then okay, so that is what you have to do. Let me stop my metronome. So you can have a metronome, but it's very important that the metronome has that little bell, so you can keep you on time. Maybe it was a little bit hard. I should go a little bit slower. You need to start slower, okay? Okay, now the other thing, your wrist, when you do that little change on higher, it seems like you're lifting your hand too much. So you need to practice that. You don't need to lift your hand. It looks like you're doing this, so you don't have to. It's just practice. That is just practice to have, so you can have a smooth transition, and that's it. So it's almost ready. Just the most important thing is the tempo, the practice with the metronome, because the other thing was the fingering. You have good fingering except for the last 3 notes I said, but everything else is very good. It's just the metronome that's very important. Has to be with a bell so you can hear where is the first beat. Okay, well, I think you are on the right track. You're doing very good. Thank you, Natalie. I look forward to your next video, and remember, the sky is the limit. Thank you.